Once you settle down and have kids, you also slowly start to settle into a more sedentary lifestyle. So although you might feel like you're always on the go because you have a more hectic schedule, you're probably sitting more and moving less. Now, a calisthenics plan, like the one I shared with you in the previous episode, is definitely a great place to start if you want to carve a rugged, strong dad physique. But is it enough when it comes to also getting lean? In today's video, we'll be answering that, plus we'll be covering different ways you can stay active between strength training sessions and see which one is the best for you in order to get down to a body fat percentage that you're happy with. By the way, if you don't just want to continue watching YouTube videos without taking any action, make sure that you join our free Busy Dad Self-Coaching course by clicking on the link in the description below and the top in comment, where you'll find more guidelines on everything we've covered so far and more. So back to today's topic, especially if you're struggling to lean down, making sure that other than your strength training days, you also stay active during the rest of the week will not just help you optimize body composition, but it can help you manage stress better, improve sleep quality, improve cardiovascular health, and overall help you feel better both physically and mentally. My main favorite recommendations for busy dads who want to stay active between strength training sessions include walking, rocking, jogging, or any form of low-intensity steady-state activity of your preference, and high-intensity interval training and sprints. Still, keep in mind that you don't have to necessarily pick one of these, since you can also mix them up and, even better, combine them with other supplementary group activities that you can do with your family and friends, such as weekend hikes and other leisure sport activities. Option number one, good old simple walking. If you enjoy walking like me, setting a daily step goal is a great way to get started with staying active. Based on the latest research, 8,000 steps a day seems to be a good number if you are at maintenance and you just want to focus on general health. Plus, it's a decent and attainable goal to get started for most people. Now, keep in mind that although 8,000 steps is about 80 minutes of walking, you're not necessarily supposed to get all that in one go, but across the whole day. This is why I like to recommend incorporating a 30-minute walk early in the day to kickstart your morning with a win, which will also keep you motivated and mindful of your steps during the rest of the day until you hit your target. To reach the point where 8,000 steps feels easy, you can consider increasing your goal up to 10,000, 12,000, or even 15,000 steps per day. And if you want more tips on this topic, make sure you watch my video on how to get lean with walking. Option number two, rocking. Now, if you want to get even more from that morning walk or whenever you decide to get your walk in, rocking is a great way to almost double your caloric expenditure with a 10 to 15 pound vest and 2 to 3 sessions per week being usually a good starting point for most people. As you get used to your 30-minute rock, you can even build it up gradually to about 60 minutes, again, making sure that you get these in on your non-strength training days. Finally, if you're new at rocking, getting a quality shoe, ideally zero drop with plenty of padding, is usually a good idea since the extra weight can be pretty hard on your body, especially in the beginning. Plus, if you already have existing foot issues or postural issues, this might make things worse. So, it's probably a good idea to first fix those before you start adding weight on your body and, starting to walk 1,000 miles. If you're a bigger fan of jogging or any other form of low-intensity steady-state cardio, whatever it is, swimming, cycling, or if you have any indoor cardio machine that you enjoy, such as an assault bike, a rower, an elliptical machine, 3 30-minute sessions or 2 45-minute sessions of cardio per week on your non-strength training days is another great option. Little side note here, most dads who jog usually overdo it pace-wise, which can have a negative impact on your recovery and also your energy levels. Ideally, you want a zone 2 pace, which is typically somewhere around 135 BPMs, or in simple words, a pace that would allow you to easily chat if you were jogging with a friend without though running out of breath. Our fourth option is high-intensity interval training or sprints. If you prefer something more dynamic, a high-intensity interval training routine or a sprint workout routine can be done in less than 30 minutes. As you know, I'm a big fan of hill sprints, but you can also do these on a rower, a static bike, or even a regular bike. The only thing to keep in mind here for the busy dad who is not always getting perfect sleep and might be a little bit tired certain weeks is not to overdo it with high intensity interval training. I wouldn't recommend more than 2 sessions per week, since these can be quite draining and they can also easily interfere with your strength training related recovery. Finally, you can also mix some of the options above with other group activities or sports that you used to enjoy in the past. Whatever that is, tennis, squash, maybe you are playing pickleball in the weekend with your kids, maybe you're going on a hike, whatever keeps you active is really great. If you're wondering what is the best option, the answer to that really depends on you, what you find most enjoyable. And if you're also more of a variety kind of guy, you can even mix all this. So, one day you can maybe do some cardio, the other day you can do maybe sprints, in the weekend maybe you go for a walk, maybe you shoot some hoops with your kids, whatever again is most practical and most enjoyable for you is the best solution. Right, so final thoughts. Just to be clear, having a proper diet in place is not something you can avoid or work around. If you want to stay lean, or even more if you want to get leaner, you can't outmove a bad diet. Still, staying as active as you can will make things a little bit easier psychologically, since you can be a little bit less restrictive with your food intake. So keep all that in mind. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them below. And until next time, keep on training.